For more than 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter in our community. From our studios in St. Clair, you're watching Focus with Paul Dingeman.
Well, hello again. Welcome back to the Focus Set. We are glad you are here. We got a full show for you today, but we're beginning with two beautiful women. Miss Stacy Faulkner.
Hello.
Miss Karen Polka.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
The ladies come every year to talk about Bloom, and then we have to change the year.
Yes, exactly.
So we'll say Bloom 2019.
Yes.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Thanks for having
What, if there's the two people in the world that don't know what Bloom is, what is it?
us. Exactly. It is a great fun night out for teen girls to experience the idea that they have value and purpose and worth.
Okay.
We use a musical guest, and Power 88 really puts this thing together. We are a great partnership between the two of us, and we're just grateful to be able to bring 700 young people to
700.
McMorran and have a great night on March 8th this year.
Okay. If Peter will throw up some of those slides that we've got in there, we've got some pictures of previous years, previous times that you guys were here. We'll continue to talk about A Beautiful Me. Give me the Reader's Digest version of what A Beautiful Me is.
So we're a nonprofit. We work with girls to build their self-esteem, particularly with an after-school program. And then this is an extension. Bloom is an extension, great partnership with Power 88. So we then produce this event for middle and high school girls. And then it's just been a great 7 years.
7 years.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a great-
And some of these pictures that we were showing are from previous years, and some of the young ladies, this is one of the performers that you'll have this year.
Yes,
Yes.
V-Rose.
Okay, and there's the poster for this year. Power 88.3 and A Beautiful Me, March the 8th, 5:30. Is there an admission? $18. And that's
$18.
what that includes a T-shirt. That's not
No,
bad.
that's an additional fee, but
Okay.
$18 for a few hours of just music and fun and lots of prizes. Lots of prizes.
Okay. Bloom is one thing, but
Yeah.
you have another hat, and you are with Power 88.3.
Yes.
And you've got some news that we saw about in the Times Herald and
Yeah.
everywhere else. Tell us about that news.
Yeah, really exciting. Wonderful News Radio Incorporated with Power 88.3 and 90.7 Hope FM, all under that umbrella. And we've been in the same location for over 30 years.
Yep.
And we purchased a building in downtown Port Huron. And we are going to be moving this coming summer after the build out is done. And so just to be more visible and accessible to the community so more people can know about positive radio.
It is great radio, great positive radio. Are you going to have a studio right on the street?
We're going to have a studio that looks right out to the street. It's like New York style. People
Yep.
can look into the windows
Wave.
and wave or
Have signs.
do whatever. Yeah, it's going to be really exciting to be downtown. Just make more of an impact in our community.
Similar to what's happening in St. Clair and Marine City and now Port Huron.
Right.
The renaissance of these towns is just wonderful, and
yeah.
you're part of it now.
It's really exciting to be a part of it.
Good.
Yeah.
Beautiful Me, I can't say enough. You're getting around to so many schools and affecting so many ladies.
Yeah, we really want to reach every 5th grade girl in St. Clair County by 2024. But the girls want to stay connected with us, and so we just created a social enterprise to teach teen girls business and philanthropy. And that's a retail location. We're going to be bookends with our favorite, one of our favorite radio stations.
Troublemakers in downtown.
Yes, it's
There's
going to
an
be
alert.
great. So people can come and visit us. We just had our grand opening last month in January, and we would love to have young people, anyone
What's
to come
in
and
the
check
store?
it out. Well, it is special occasion dresses for
Okay.
women of all ages, and we would like from First Communion to Grandmother of the Bride. Lots of prom apparel and really great prices, but it's going to be run by the teens. And
Good. What a great
they're going
experience.
to learn a lot of great things, make them employable, and build their confidence in that. It's really great.
Okay.
Yeah.
What have we missed? Anything?
Well, let's talk more about the event.
Let's talk about the event. Yeah.
So, like we had mentioned before, it's been 7 years. So when Power 88.3 thought of this event for teen girls and realized there's a need for this event, 7 years ago we reached out to A Beautiful Me. And it's been a really fun partnership. This year is the last year for Bloom.
Oh,
But there's a but. But we're making some room to create a different kind of event, similar platform, but something for girls and guys in the future. So
Okay.
we needed some time to kind of develop that. So this year is really vital to get to Bloom. If girls have maybe missed in the past, come to Bloom this year. It's going to be super exciting.
Okay. Well, that's big news. You're
Yes.
breaking news here. That
Yeah, so we're ending on a very high note.
Yeah.
Of course, it's been amazing, but we're looking for that next thing. So we got to include the guys in something at some point.
No, I think that's only fair. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's only fair. But
Yeah.
but it's certainly a well-established now.
Yes.
And so you're just going to add to it.
We're going to add to it. People
You
know
have a
who.
similar
yeah.
name, maybe, or you don't know yet.
Oh, it definitely has to be a different name, and it's good.
Different brand.
It has to look different if you're doing an event for girls and guys.
Okay.
So we just need some time to develop that, and we're excited to be able to reveal that in the time that it takes to make that happen.
Well, it's an extra special reason to come this year then.
Yes.
It was March the 8th at 5:30 at McMorran Theater, which is a great place
Yes.
for a venue or for a show like this.
Yeah, it's a great.
And everybody can sing and dance and yell and scream. And,
There'll be a lot of energy in that building.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, a lot of energy.
And so they can go to thebloomevent.com or call the station there at 844-989-8883 to get tickets, because the price does go up at the door
Okay.
to $25. So
Okay.
we prefer people try
Get
to
them ahead
those
of time.
tickets
Save
now.
money.
Okay, very good. Well, we'll look forward to hearing all about the grand opening. We'll have to have you back and
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about
We'd love that. We'd love
the radio
that.
station opening. Those are great times. I love my years at radio. Okay. Karen, always a pleasure to
Thank
see
you so
darling.
much, Paul.
And we'll be back with the commissioner from the county commissioner from District 7, Mr. Gratopp. Catch up on what's happening in his district in just a second. Important job in St. Clair County is to be a member of the Board of Commissioners. There's lots of things that happen throughout the county, the roads, the sewers, et cetera, et cetera. One of the men that's ran for that office a couple years ago, numbers of years ago now, is Mr. Bill Gratopp, who's representing District 7. And he's rejoining us to bring us up to date on what's happening in his area. Which, first off, tell the people where District 7 is.
District 7 is in the south end of the county, Paul.
Okay.
We represent Clay Township, Cotterville Township, China Township,
Okay.
and then cities of Algonac and Marine City. And when you're talking Clay Township, you're also talking Harson's Island, Russell
the
Island,
island, too.
all of the flats and anything that happens out in that area.
I did not realize that Russell Island is part of St. Clair County. I guess I just
Absolutely.
never entered.
Absolutely. It is a hidden gem. I have to confess, I'm a little prejudiced. My son has a cottage over there.
Ooh.
And he's had it for about 15 years. And if you cross that river, which is a distance of probably 1,000 feet, 1,200 feet, you're in another
world.
Paul. No cars. You get
Yeah.
around by golf cart, walk or ride your bike. Beautiful spot over there.
So they get their services from the county and from where? The city of
Clay Township.
Clay Township.
Yeah, garbage is picked up. They have a barge system where the trash is taken from your cottage to a barge, and then Monday morning that barge is pulled across, pulled into the boat ramp. The garbage truck backs up, and they have some people that unload it, fill up the truck, drive away, and they do it again next week and next week and next week.
That's marvelous.
It's the first island that you see when you're coming down the St. Clair River. When you split
Yeah.
North Channel, South Channel, that's the first island you hit. Then after that, you've got a canoe cut in there, a sand island, Grand Point cut, and then Harson's Island, and it goes from there.
It's such a beautiful area, and it gets so much press when there's ice in the river. But
Well, we're getting a lot of press and a lot of traffic right now. I have some websites that I go to look at water levels and
Yep.
see what's going on. When you get around 578.8 feet above water or low water datum, then you are looking at flood stages.
Oh my God.
At 579, you are going to flood some lowlands. So about 3 nights ago, you hit 579.2. A friend of mine that lives up on the Point Drive in East China, his 2 neighbors both have water flowing over the wall into their yard. He's a little higher, so he didn't have it. So you're right at that point. but it has dropped back down again now, and we're sitting probably at 578.5, 78.6. So as long as we stay below that 579 mark, we're pretty safe.
Is that with ice or without ice?
That's just the water level. Now keep in mind that every time you have ice and a freighter or a boat wants to move through there, he needs a cutter. The cutter goes through there, he breaks that ice.
Yeah.
And when he breaks that ice, he tends to push it down and it flows underneath. And when that's up, what ends up happening is that ice that was this big, this deep, this deep, it gets deeper and deeper. Well, what else happens is the flow of the water underneath that ice is restricted. And so it begins to back up. Well, then they come down and they cut a path through there and the water rushes out like you pull the plug.
Yeah.
And then the ice fills up and it closes up again, and then we do the whole thing all over and all over and all over again.
Saturday is supposed to be 40 degrees and rain, so maybe that'll clear up some of that stuff.
Well, a lot of it has cleared up right now. I live down near the state park, and in that area right now, Paul, a lot of it is still there, but just barely north of that, it's already open. Marine City area is open right now, so it's going to be okay.
Algonac's great, Clay Township, Russell's Island. As you move up, you're in the northern part of your district, District 7. You've got Marine City, which is just a glow with excitement.
It is a lot of fun being the commissioner when you have places like
Yeah.
Marine City in your area.
Yeah.
All of my areas are good. Each one is different in its own way. But Marine City has really taken off, and I have to tell you, Paul, everybody in the county, everybody in the state of Michigan is looking at Marine City. What they have done with an old town that they kept. They did not do urban renewal,
Right.
and you really want to thank the forefathers that did not
Yep.
do urban renewal, that kept everything the way it is there. It's just absolutely fabulous.
And it really started with the previous city manager when he got some grants from the state of Michigan, and I can't remember which department from the state, but they were doing improvements on the facades.
They had a
facade grants.
Yep, they had facade grants that came. There was some state money with that, but there was also some TIFA money from the tax base in Marine City also that did a facade program. Then immediately after the facade program, then they stared doing the lofts downtown.
Yeah, and apartments, and got people living there. And
they got Mishta
one
money.
thing led to another, and one thing led to another.
I believe they have 13 lofts down there right now, which is not a lot when you consider Port Huron has 162 right now. But 13 lofts in downtown Marine City puts maybe 26 people down there walking around doing the things they do, shopping and things of that nature. So with the 2 theaters going on, with businesses booming, more and more small boutique shops. You know, we were just talking yesterday, Paul, and it's really interesting. Go back 30, 40 years, and everything went to the suburbs. You went to the mall, you went to the big box stores, and all of a sudden it seems like there's a flip in this thing. And not to say anything bad about the mall up in Fort Gratiot, but Birchwood Mall, but they're struggling. They've lost Sears, they've lost Macy's, they've lost Carson's. Who knows what Penny's is going to do? And you can't sustain that mall with all those little stores inside. They need the big draw.
One of the things that Marine City is looking at is the ferry. Have you got any news on what's happening there?
All I have is rumors, Paul.
Okay.
I do know that ferry's been down for over a year now, and it hurt the business in Marine City quite a bit. The one that got hurt the most, obviously, would be the duty-free store.
Right. They're closed, I
because,
think.
Yep, they went from big business to zero overnight,
Right.
and they're out of business. The lease is gone now, from what I understand. The people that own the ferry aren't saying a whole lot, but the rumors out there say that they just probably don't want to or can't afford to rebuild. So I think that there are some people looking at buying that operation.
good.
I do know that somebody came down and surveyed the American side where the ferry lands, and I don't know who owns that land. I want to think it's probably leased by somebody to the ferry. And if somebody was to buy it up with a Canadian and an American, I don't think it matters, but I think they would like to see that operational again. That will boost the business in downtown Marine City. And you know who it's really going to help? It's going to help the theater people. Tom and Kathy Verton are in the process of trying to create something very similar to what we have in Stratford, Ontario.
Great
With
people.
the 2 theaters that they have there, a 100-seat theater, the 200-seat theater. They're in the process of trying to acquire another building with a 400-seat theater, and then in addition to that, there'll be a school in there for people to learn the acting business. Well, if you add into that the Performing Arts Theater in East China, should you need that for, say, a big weekend event, you can have 4 or 5 theaters in this immediate area going. We need to get that ferry up and running because Tom and Kathy want to reach out into Ontario. They would like to go as far as Stratford or Toronto or wherever they want to go and pull that Canadian market in here. And then you add to that the hotel they put up. You come over here, spend the night, go to the, you know,
exciting stuff.
Canada has a zero tolerance on drinking over there. So if you come over here, you have dinner, go to the theater, have a nightcap, and then drive home, probably be better to spend the night in Marine City. So
that's a good one.
Yeah.
We wanted to get you in. We haven't had you in a while, and it's important information that you're sharing with us.
Well, I appreciate it, Paul, and come down to Algonac too, because next time I come back, we'll talk a little bit about Algonac and some of the good things going on down there.
We'll do that. His name is Bill Gratopp. He is the representative of District 7 on the St. Clair County Board of Commissioners. We'll have him back soon to hear about Algonac. Coming up next, we've got some people from Holy Cross Elementary School. They've got an open house coming, and we'll hear all about that next. Education is obviously one of the most important things we have to do with our children, with our lives. We are happy to have the representatives today from Holy Cross Elementary School in wonderful Marine City, as Bill Gratopp was just alluding to. And they are here to talk about an open house. Welcome, gang. Nice to see you. Deacon, nice to meet you. Paul Damon, nice to see you, sir. And Leslie, nice to see you. And Marilyn Pavlo, the world famous Marilyn Pavlo, previous principal of Holy Cross, previous principal of St. Mary's.
Yes.
What's going on? What's happening?
We are celebrating 150 years
of
education.
And Marilyn's been there the whole time?
Fraction of it.
Fraction of it.
Fraction of it. So we are probably, teaching our students for our 150 years Catholic education and making new strides, and we're really excited. We recently have Deacon on our staff as well, so between the three of us, we have a lot of really exciting things.
Deacon, what brought you to Marine City? Obviously the school, right?
Yeah, to come out of a retirement and actually to teach again.
Wonderful.
So I was teaching at the high school level and then then retired and figured I could not stay retired, and so here I came back to teach.
What are you teaching at Holy Cross?
Religious education.
Oh, good. And the students, what are the grade levels now at Holy Cross?
We have pre-K through 8th grade.
Through 8th grade, okay. And Marilyn, teaching schools have changed a lot, but this kind of a principled education is pretty cool, isn't it?
It's absolutely very cool. What's so good about it is that it's grounded in the faith, and so you not only get a quality secular education, you also get that added dimension of a spiritual education as too. And children are well formed in their faith at Holy Cross.
Student populations go up, go down. Yours has been going up the last few years.
Yes.
And the classes are full, but not overcrowded.
Not overcrowded. We have a very nice, everybody has a different size classroom, but we have a very nice ratio, so where we can actually provide one-to-one help with the students. And we have the use of Chromebooks, so we have a lot of personalized learning. Yeah, so we can really teach to the students' needs, whether that means we need to accelerate their learning or if we need to remediate some of the things that they're reviewing. What's also nice, by the time our students are in the 7th grade, they can dually enroll with Cardinal Mooney.
Oh!
So they can take on a foreign language class and accelerated math class. That way, when they do move on to high school or to Cardinal Mooney perhaps, they have a couple classes and some experience under their belt.
That's a great idea. How long has that been going on?
Well, it's been going on at least the last 4 years.
I would say 4 or 5 years.
That's a great idea.
Jason Petrella, the principal at Cardinal Mooney, and Mike Hayes, who was the new principal back then at Holy Cross, created this dynamic, and I think it's just wonderful. It's a wonderful opportunity for those students who are capable of doing that to be able to move ahead at a pace
Well, it saves
with their
them some
abilities.
time for some other
Yes.
items when they're in high school.
Oh,
Maybe
right.
they can get into athletics or some other thing and have some of the AP courses.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And they're well prepared when they get to high school.
What do you teach?
I am the 3rd and 4th grade teacher, so I teach all subjects.
Yeah, that's such a great time in their lives.
I love it. I
love those big eyes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
We have a great time. We have a lot of different things going on in our classroom, and like I said, we're teaching to the students. So, I have some that are working at, middle school level, and I have some that are working on some concepts that we're reviewing. So everybody is usually doing something different when you come in.
Deacon, you said you were in high school. Now you're in a grade school. Do you see a difference in the students since you retired and came back?
I do. One of my arguments when I was a high school teacher is that I always felt the students weren't prepared enough.
Okay.
Is that they weren't prepared at that middle school level. And so now it gets the opportunity for me now to prepare them in the ways that I think that they should be, so that when they get to the high school level, you can go into some of the subjects a little bit more deeper. And the students there are very, very bright, as I found. I've only been there for a month and a half, and so, but what I found with the students is that they are bright and they all know, and they sometimes really give me a challenge as well.
That's the fun part. That's
It
the
is.
fun part. Okay, tell me what the event is, when it is, and how can people participate?
So we welcome everybody, all faiths, students pre-K through 8th grade, looking for a gem of a school located in Marine City. March.
It's a real family.
Yes.
It's very
Very
family.
I'm
Yeah,
a
very
parent of 2 students there as well, and have an older son who is now in Cardinal Mooney but went through Holy Cross too. And between the friendships that I formed as a parent and then as a teacher and parent relationship has been incredible. We also belong to the parish, so we have that connection as well. But we are looking to invite, students in the area to come on March 3rd. We're going to start right after Mass. There's some concessions, I believe, after Mass, and then at 12:30, our school doors will open up, and we invite everyone to take a walk through the building and see the classrooms.
Oh, good.
To meet some students that are going to be, hosting and walking students and their families through. We also have a guest author, Jenny Sharrow, who was formerly a teacher at St. Mary's and is now working for East China Schools. She co-wrote a book, so she will be there signing and selling her book.
Wonderful.
We'll have Todd from the Sweet Tooth scooping ice cream.
Oh, not Mr. Todd.
He's a celebrity in our area.
Yes, he is.
We also have OK
The
to
one, the
Say.
only.
Yes, everybody knows the Candyman. We have OK to Say coming as well. So we also have a friend and former neighbor of mine, Miss Christine, who will be coming with her dog Barkley, and he frequently visits our school to, bring some joy to the kids. And
Good.
Yeah, so we're excited.
What do you think, young lady?
I think it's great. I would really highly recommend anybody, excuse me, even if they're just curious, to stop over. It's Holy Cross is definitely a unique learning environment. It's like they said, it's warm. There's a family atmosphere. Your child is very well educated, and they've got a lot of plans set for the open house, and then that will be open the gate to the rest of March's Reading Month, because there's basically the kickoff for March's Reading Month is their open house. So lots of opportunities for people to go to the school, to visit it, to get a feel for it, and find out for themselves how wonderful Holy Cross is.
Any final thoughts, Deacon?
No, I don't. But it is, as I say, it is a very, very warm environment, and the short time that I have been there, that's what I've noticed, that everybody is friendly to each other. Everybody tries to help each other. The kids are well, we're helping each other, and so it is a great environment.
place to be.
It is.
We have an opportunity for some kids too, as well. If they're interested in a shadow day, they can come to our open house and speak to us, and we can schedule that. And we do have our spring break following Easter.
Oh,
So it's different than some of the other schools. That way, they won't be missing out on something else.
good. Well, that's a
So,
great
we'd
idea.
love
That's a
to meet
unique
them.
idea. I like that.
Yes.
Okay. Marilyn, always a pleasure.
Good to see you,
know that.
Paul.
Nice to bench you.
Thank you.
Nice
David.
to bench you, sir.
God bless.
We'll be back with a couple characters who like piano music. They're going to tell us all about it. Mr. Kavis and Mr. Haran Harachian in just a second. The group just started a few months ago in St. Clair. It's called the St. Clair Theater Guild. They've been around for 50 plus years. And one of the guys who's been with them the whole time is Tony Kavis. Oh, hi, Tony.
Hi, Paul.
Did I have that right or wrong? Just a little wrong.
Close.
And Haran Harachi. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you, Paul.
Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Had to give you a hard
Good
time.
to be here. I know.
Had to give you a hard time, my friend. Nice to see you.
Yeah.
You are here representing the aforementioned St. Clair Theater Guild for a wonderful event, which is now becoming an annual thing, Dueling Pianos. What's going on?
Well, Dueling Pianos International is a company that we engage for our annual fundraiser for the John and Avis Cobb Scholarship.
Okay.
And I believe this might be the 5th year that we've had them. It replaced our cabaret show.
Yeah, okay. Cabaret was good, but
Yeah, it ran its course after 25 years.
Right.
And this is a little different event, and it's a lot of fun. And we just have a really good time, and the idea is to make money for the scholarship.
All right, let me stop you there. The Cobbs were great people. John and Avis, who lived here in St. Clair in the 70s, I suppose, 70s, early 80s.
Yeah, so I met them in the early 70s. Right.
And they both passed?
They have both passed. They opened a small business, even though that was not John's full-time job, the Grape and Cheddar.
Right.
And but they were both very active in theater.
Right.
John on stage,
Right.
Avis more not on stage, but.
But they set up a scholarship fund.
Well, what happened was, well, actually, I looked this up before the game, but Avis and I were sitting watching a rehearsal of a show, and there were a lot of kids from St. Clair High School and Marine City High School, and she says, just look at them, look how talented they are. It'd be really nice if we could help them out. Mm-hmm. And anyway, Avis passed away not long after that, and John knew of what she said, and he and Vicky, his daughter,
I remember Vicky.
right, decided that they wanted to establish a scholarship. And we had been trying to do it, but we just never did it. So it was actually John and Vicky, Mark Daniels and myself, who originally got together and put together the scholarship through various donations.
Okay, so with the scholarship's up, it's running. How much do they give away, or what's?
Well, it really depends on how much money we have. Which
Right.
Last year I believe we gave two $500 scholarships.
Oh, that's good.
I thought it was more than that even.
It might have been. It depends on. But right,
You two guys don't look like accountants.
No.
You're more like entertainers than accountants.
We usually go to the meeting, Harat and I, and say, how much money do we have? Can we give it all away? And they go, no. We have to keep some of it.
Well, it also depends on how many applicants we get.
Okay, right.
Some years we get 12, 15, some years we get 4.
Right.
And so, how many of them are eligible? So, part of the rules are that we have the flexibility to change our mind, depending on applications, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
You brought along a little video, runs about a minute.
Okay.
And if Peter in the control room will run that now, we'll come back and talk more about dueling pianos. Well, it was a cute little video. That was
Yes.
provided by the Duelling Dueling piano people.
Right, that was nice. They cut down their big promo one just for us, and that was nice of them to do that. Right.
But it draws a nice crowd, and that the Columbia Center is a great place to have that kind of show.
But I thought maybe we should mention, for those people that don't know, the Columbia Center is the former KFC Hall.
They're all changing their names.
Yes, they are, and oh yeah, they've redone it. You walk in and you think you're at a nightclub. The way
good.
The way we have it set up with the tables with the lower lighting, the black tablecloths, and it really looks nice.
You know, I was in Vegas recently, and 4 or 5 years ago too. Both times I went to Dueling Pianos. That's a big thing out there. It seems like every other nightclub has it, and the one at the KFC is just at the same level. Perfect. It's great.
It's a worldwide organization, I
Yes,
think,
it
or at
is.
least
Yeah.
a countrywide organization,
Yeah.
and they've got teams of piano players.
Yes, they do.
Have you ever worked for them?
Talked about it. Too much traveling. I don't
Yeah.
feel like doing that.
Yeah,
But yeah, they put on a good
they
show.
come from all over. I mean, we had somebody from New England one year,
Yeah.
and he wasn't going to drive back that night.
Right.
But, we've only had one guy, I think, repeat, and they've been different combos each year. So if you go 3 years in a row, you won't see the same thing.
And it's for a good cause, for the Cobb Scholarship Fund. So
Right. It was renamed after John passed. We added John's name to it, and it's great. Adults can receive it also. It's not just high school kids. And about 4 years ago, maybe one of our members, who was an adult, she was about 40 maybe, she was going back to school to get into some kind of TV work. And we thought, she had been in shows and shows and shows. She was the perfect recipient.
beautiful.
Sometimes it's just for workshops to help out. It's not just for college tuition.
Right. Can we talk a little bit about the criteria?
Absolutely.
It's open to any, it's not just students, as Tony said. It's open to anybody in the East China School District, meaning St. Clair High School, Marine City High School, Riverview East, and Holy Cross Cardinal Mooney. And also anyone who lives in the district but is not a resident or is not a student of one of those schools, homeschooling, alternative schoolings. So as long as they're in the area. Also, it's open to anyone who has been part of the Theater Guild in any capacity
Oh, okay.
that may not live in this area. Richmond, we've had a lot of people from Richmond who have been part of the Theater Guild, Port Huron, Marysville. So it's open to a lot of people. And as Tony said, not just kids, not just students. For anything that's going to pursue their education in the fine arts, performing arts, visual arts, it's pretty open-ended. That's why we don't know how many scholarships we're going to give out.
Sure.
The application's online, St. Clair Theater Guild, SCTG.org. We're kind of old school. They can download all the forms, but we insist on them filling it out, paper and pencil, and mailing it in.
Mail. What is that?
Mail.
Snail mail.
50-cent stamp.
Yeah. I think it's more than that now, but
Maybe.
that's okay.
Deadline is April 15th, tax day. And they need 3 letters of recommendation. So we're back to old school things again.
That's fine.
But it's all the rules are written on the website. And most of the high schools, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, the counselors have applications for
They do.
any of the students.
They
Walk
do.
into the counselor's office and the written form.
It's tough because we read these recommendations and the things that kids have done today.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Wonderful.
And
Look at your organization.
so.
Saturday, March the 2nd, right around the corner, 7:30. Doors open at 6:30. Only $25 for a great evening of entertainment.
Right.
Buy a table of 10 for $200 at the Columbia Hall. It used to be called the KSC.
Menina's,
And
Winehouse,
Yep.
and Murphy's Inn,
And
Murphy Inn,
Riviera.
and Riviera Restaurant.
Or at the door.
At
Or
the door. Tickets available.
No different price.
There's no difference at the door. No.
I think Paul has tickets. Don't you have?
Yeah, right. All righty. Thank you much, gentlemen.
Thanks, Paul.
Thanks
Thank
for
you,
your
Paul.
patience
Appreciate it.
today. We had a full lineup of guests today, which is nice and fun.
Yeah.
Lots of things going on in the community, so we are really honored to be able to tell people about it.
All right. We
Till next time, I'm Paul Dingeman. See you soon. Thanks for watching.